when you're speaking,
Recording in progress.
so that it doesn't create any disturbance. Please prefix your name with the Toastmaster or TM underscore if you are a Toastmasters, and as a guest, I underscore if you are a guest. As much as possible, keep your video on so that the speaker gets a near live experience. Please stay in the professional posture, and when you are on the videos, kindly stay throughout the meetings and enjoy the Toastmaster experience. Do not exist abruptly from the meetings. Team has taken a pain for over the past week to conduct these meetings. It will be an insult to exit the meeting abruptly and is not a dignified manner. In case of your urgent needs, mention about your exit politely and do so. Please keep the chat windows always on the corner of the page and quick communication when the meeting is in progress. Use it for a communication tool with this. I would like to introduce our presiding officer. Our presiding officer is a Toastmaster since 2019 and also looking for every opportunity to improve his leadership skills and communications. He's a Toastmaster Saravanan. Let's put our hands together to welcome our presiding officer, Toastmaster Saravanan. Over to you, the presiding officer.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohansundaram. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters as well as guests. How are you all doing? Excellent. Nice to hear, nice to see all your smiling faces here. Okay, as well as in room, as well as in Zoom as well. And I can see nearly 17 members who have joined today's session in room. So that is really a good number. And provided this is a long weekend as well. So kudos to all of you and thanks for joining. And with this happy note, I declare meeting number 691 open. With this note, I would like to welcome the dignitaries who have joined today's meeting. DTM Sampath Saurajan, DTM Jacob, DTM Thomas Abraham, as well as our special guest, Toastmaster Vijay Rangan, who has joined on Zoom. Thank you for joining. And this is now time for us to introduce the guests who have joined today's meeting. I'm seeing few guests over here. Can you please introduce yourself and let us know what your expectations from today's meeting? Can you come over here so that we can see?
Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Muralidharan. I'm working for Caterpillar. So my son just completed school finals, 12th standard. So I just spoke with Mr. Venkat about this club. I was seeing good reviews around this club. So we thought we can also get benefited out of this. We just wanted to join from today. So he told us to be joining in person today because we are also really been interested to come in person and then meet people here. Thank you so much for welcoming.
Two things you told about. One is good reviews, and thank you for that. Second one you mentioned about joining here. That's definitely good. Please come and attend the meetings. And definitely this is mutually beneficial for both of us. We will also learn something from you, and you also can learn a lot of things from us. So that is really good. And let us invite the other guests as well.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sheshadri, and this year I finished my 12th standard. And I'm here to improve my communication skills and meet a lot of people and to become open-minded and also to become a little extrovert. Thank you.
Definitely. You have come to the right platform, and definitely you can meet a lot of people, and that will be a good thing for you as well. And all the best for your college as well. And yourself, please.
My name is Constant James. I work for HSBC. So I came here to improve my communications. When I say communications, the structured way of communication, organizing things in the right sense. So I earlier part of the HSBC Toastmaster Club before COVID. So I was part of the meeting for six months. Then after Corona, then probably I stopped it. Then I moved to Adaya in recent times. So I thought I'll join and get the benefit out of it. Thank you. So Thank you.
We recently changed our home to Adayar, so glad to meet you as well. Okay, and yeah, yourself, please, Dr. Sandhya.
Good evening, all. This is my fourth visit as a guest. I'm planning to register and enroll as a Toastmaster after Mr. Thomas said you have a detailed feedback and then you decide. So after 4 visits, I've decided to become a part. Thank you so much. One good thing is, I don't know what is getting connected in this forum, but something is just getting me connected to this. I seriously don't know what. It creates a sort of excitement in the early morning on Saturdays. So now I found out this, the excitement is, the cause is exactly this forum is causing a lot of excitement. So excited to be here, excited to learn more from you all, and excited to share also. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Definitely. Dr. Sandhya, you brought a very important point. I always call it as TGIS. Thank God it's Saturday. This is Toastmasters Day. Okay. And any more guests? Yeah, please. Yeah.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. This is Ramya, and this is my second meet. And I guess 3 weeks before I attended the first meet, and I couldn't join. I wanted to join the Saturday after the Saturday, but I couldn't join. I had a lot of other commitments, so I couldn't do that. But from now on, I'm going to make a commitment to myself that I have to come here on every Saturdays, and I don't make any appointments to that. So this kind of commitment, I guess I have to give it to myself. So as she said, being excited each and every day, I get excited on the other things, as I am a yoga teacher and I also do yogic counseling. So I get excited about that. And I am aspiring to be a psychotherapist. So I want to meet a lot of people. I want to understand people. So this is the right platform, I guess, to ensure to proceed with my future career. So I am going to make a commitment to myself that I am going to come on every Saturday over here. Thank you so much for that.
Definitely. Thank you, Ramya. Commitment, that is a key word. Okay. So, and then enthusiasm is the other keyword. And when you combine both this, you will definitely come and attend the meetings. Okay. So, any more guests over there in Zoom? I can see 9 windows, rectangular windows, but I don't see any guests over there. Am I right? Okay, fine. So today is a very special day. Do you know why? Sorry. What is it? Yeah, that is one. And anybody else on any other thoughts?
We are going to celebrate our Independence Day prior to that, so that could be there.
Correct. Yeah, that is one of the things. Yeah. Okay, fine. Anybody else? International Kite Festival? Okay, fine. So that might be, I not seen that, but that might be one of the things. But what I am expecting is International Left-Handers Day. Okay. So anybody left-handed over here? Dharan. Very good, Dharan. And anybody else in Zoom? Oh, your daughter. Okay, good. Fine. Anybody else?
My son, like, he started, like, he's just 2.5 years old. I think he's using left hand always.
Okay, nice, nice. It's good that, I mean, you're observing those stuffs. Okay, good. Fine. But I see there are few Medleyans who are ambidextrous. You know what is ambidextrous? Both the hands. You know who? Our Medleyans? There are few, I would say, who have come here early. Toastmaster Jagan. Toastmaster, yeah, Toastmaster Jagan, as well as Toastmaster Dinakaran and Toastmaster Prasannavani, Toastmaster Pravda. These are all ambidextrous because they come early and help with all these setups with both the hands. Okay, so that is why I call it as ambidextrous. Okay. Fine. So then I have few announcements to make as well. The first of all, I would like to recognize one person who had made this meeting possible. Toastmaster Dinakaran. It is a very tough job as a VPE to ensure we get all the role players in time, on time. Okay. And he has completed that by Wednesday and Thursday, although this is a long weekend, and ensure that he followed up with each and every person and ensure that this meeting is happening. Thank you, Toastmaster Dinakaran, for that. I'm not able to see him, but I'm sure he will be able to see that in the meeting recording. And that is also one of the important things. This meeting is getting recorded and we will share the meeting recording once the meeting is over. And there is a library also where you can see all the 600 plus meetings out there. Okay. So in case if you want to go, please do that. But I need some commitment from you. 4-letter commitment. SSLC. What is SSLC? Secondary school leaving certificate? No, that's not the case. It is subscribe, share, like, comment. So please ensure that you subscribe to that so that our Medley Toastmasters Club's YouTube channel will become the topmost in the Toastmasters Clubs. Okay. And you mentioned about this is one of the very good things, and a lot of reviews are out there. So please ensure that you subscribe to this. We will share that in our Medley Toastmasters Club as well as in the guest club, so that you please do this, so that you also will get benefited and others in the world also will get benefited out of this. Fine. There are some announcements I would like to make. First of all, from a distinguished club program perspective, we are already halfway through. We have already attained 5 points out of the 10 points that are needed for the DCP. And this is all because of you, because there are points that are related to completion of level 1, level 2, level 3, likewise. And education awards, out of 6 points, we have already gathered 4 points. So that is really good. I will share that dashboard also to you after this meeting. So this is something that has to be celebrated, because for this particular year, 2022-2023, we have completed this within the first month itself. So that is a really good thing. And there are a lot of things that we can do. In today's morning also, I sent out a report on how 29 unique members have completed their speeches. Likewise, we have to ensure these numbers are completing their education levels as well, because when they complete level 1, level 2 and submit that carries weightage, because for golden gavel that is important. Our club is 48 members strong club. We have to gather 60% of points. That means we have to have 60% of our members who complete at least 1 level. Then that means we will be eligible for golden gavel. So this is something that is important from a club perspective as well as from an individual perspective, because everybody have joined this club for one or the other reasons, whether for communication or for leadership skills. But when you give speech and when you stand in front of the audience and when you give an inspiring speech, that is where you get benefited, the audience get benefited, everybody will learn. So please ensure that what are the slots that are available for speech, ensure that you book that slot and complete those activities. It will help you as a member as well as the club. And when I talk about membership awards, there are a lot of awards. Last week we discussed about what are the awards, Lisa? Rockstar Award, very good. Star Toastmaster of the Award, yeah, right? Medley of the Month Award. Likewise, we have a lot of awards. I just went through the Hall of Fame document and it says Toastmaster of the Year Award, then Outstanding BPE Award, Titan Award, Ambassador Award, Mentor Award. Lots of awards are there in this Hall of Fame right now. Okay, I will share that once that draft stage is completed, and when it is in the final stage, I will share that document so that you will be in a position to understand about those and achieve, go for those awards. Okay, and from club perspective also, there are a lot of awards out there, and it is all within us. Okay, and then we have to ourselves work together to get those awards. Fine. Then to take the meeting forward, we have somebody called as TMOD, Toastmaster of the Day, who will take us with the meeting proceedings, adhering to the agenda, ensuring that the time is taken care of. Okay. And for today's meeting, we have a person who is very passionate and versatile, as well as inspiring personality. And this person is a bundle of energy and positivity, I would say, because this person is in the XCOM and plays the secretary role and ensures that she meticulously tracks each and everything, the Star Toastmaster of the Month Award or the Club Success Plan Award, everything. And when we thank that person, they used to say like, okay, I'm just doing my job. Like in old Shivaji Racing movies. Okay, please put your hands to welcome Toastmaster Prasanna.
Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. We are just days away from celebrating our Independence Day. Let us now reminisce and see how well we remember a few of the historic events. Are you ready for a quick quiz? Who is the first president of India? Thank you. Who is the first and only Governor General of independent India? Rajaji. Yeah. Who wrote the national anthem? Rabindranath Tagore. Where was the Indian flag hoisted for the first time after our independence? Okay. On 15th, it was not on Red Fort. It was hoisted in the Red Fort on August 16, 1947. Ever since, for every year until now. The flag was hoisted in the Princess Park near India Gate in Delhi on August 15. Do you know what happened that day? The crowd of people were swelling minute by minute. People thronged the streets and were singing Vande Mataram. As a sea of people looked on, waving the tricolor flag, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru reached the dais and hoisted a flag. There was a 31-gun salute which followed, and his famous speech, The Tryst with Destiny. People joined together in singing the national anthem. As if on cue, the monsoon clouds opened up and sent a gentle shower on the rejoicing crowd. The sky greeted the new nation with a magnificent rainbow. The patriotic fervor was running so high that people described the rainbow to be in the colors of the Indian flag. Then a national spirit and the independence spirit was running so high as we celebrated the first Independence Day. Attending a Toastmasters meeting is also a celebration indeed. For here, we celebrate our freedom from the fear of public speaking. A typical Toastmasters meet has 3 sections. The first is a prepared speak section, where members present the various speeches from the projects and paths they've chosen. The second section is a table topic round, where we practice the art of delivery of impromptu speaks. And the third part is the evaluation section, where all the speakers are evaluated for the speech based on a few criteria. We finally have a wrap up with a secret session and the national anthem. To lead the evaluation section, I call upon our general evaluator, Toastmaster Venkatesan. Toastmaster Venkatesan is a domain expert at a leading IPR. Toastmaster Venkatesan, over to you.
Thank you, Jay Modi. Very good afternoon to Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Today I am going to play the role of general evaluator. First, my duty is to find out the meeting, how the meeting is proceeding. At the end of the meeting, I'll submit my report. First, I'm going to introduce the TAG team. TAG is nothing but Timer Accounter Grammarian. Let me call timer Dr. Anuradha. Dr. Anuradha is a medical profession. She's working in Satyabama and she's passionate about yoga and fitness. Anuradha, dice is yours. Please explain about the roles.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good afternoon to all. As a timer, my role is to monitor the time of these speeches. That is, we have specific time for each speech. That is for prepared speech, it is around 5 to 7 minutes. Then evaluation, it is 2 to 3 minutes. And table topic is around 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes. Okay. So I'll be raising the yellow card for the prepared speech at the end of 5 minutes. At 6 minutes, sorry. For prepared speech, at 5 minutes, I'll be raising the green card. Then at 6 minutes, I'll be raising the yellow card. And 7 minutes, I'll be raising the red card. And for evaluation, at 2 minutes, I'll be raising the green card. And 2.5 minutes, I'll be raising the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll be raising the red card. And for table topic, at At 1 minute, I'll be raising the green card, and 1.5 minutes yellow card, and 2 minutes red card. And for table topic alone, grace time of 30 seconds is allowed. So you can speak up to 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So those who are speaking or those who are completing their speech within the specified time are qualified speakers. So I'll give my report at the end of the meeting when the general evaluator calls for it. Thank you.
Thank you, the timer. The next role is accounter. Accounter is played by the Toastmaster Himanshu. Toastmaster Himanshu is working as a VP in a matrimony site, VP strategy in a matrimony company. Toastmaster Himanshu, can you please explain about your roles as an accounter? Diocese yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Greetings, Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filter by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase, such as I, or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you.
Thank you, accountant. The next role player is Grammarian, Toastmaster Karthikeyan. He is working in TCS as a cybersecurity.
Thank you, General Evaluator. As a grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening to carefully to their language usage. I will take note of any misuse of the English language as well as any outstanding usage, words or saying of thoughts. An example today, I have introduced the word fervor. I spell it F-E-R-V-O-U-R, fervor. Intensible of passionate of feeling. He talked with all favor of new government. For example of synonyms, passion, joy, intensity, zeal, it is a fervor. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give the word of the day report, grammatical usage report when called upon during the meeting. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Grammarian. Dear Toastmaster and distinguished guests, I'm going to come back for when the evaluation is going to happen. Team Modi, stage is yours. Please take the stage.
Thank you, General Evaluator. What historic event happened in the year 1857?
Sipai Mutiny.
I asked what historic event happened in the year 1857?
Sipai Mutiny, the first one.
Yes, you're right. It was a Sepoy Mutiny. The Sepoy Mutiny was the first spark of independence movement. A spark that was easily and quickly put off by the British. The Sepoy Mutiny failed for various reasons, among which are the lack of preparation, lack of communication with the masses, lack of unity, and lack of leadership. The British were quick to identify the brewing trouble and alerted their forces along the length and breadth of the country by using communication available then, such as telephone, fax, telegraph. They were on high alert and prevented it from creating more trouble for them. In Toastmasters, we are going to see how communication and preparation will help us in a long way, as we have a lineup of 2 exemplary speeches today. The first speech is going to be delivered by Toastmaster Raghunath Mishra. I first call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Dharan, to read out his project objectives.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My fellow speaker, Toastmaster Raghunath Mishra, is attempting project number 1 in level 4. The purpose of the project is to practice developing a plan, building a team, and fulfilling the plan with the help of his or her team. The purpose of the first speech is for the member to give a short overview of the plan for his or her project. And all the very best, Toastmaster Raghunath Mishra. What do you?
Thank you, Toastmaster Darren. Toastmaster Raghunath Mishra is a director at Flex. When asked what independence means to him, he says that we are independent from the British, but we are still, in some corner of our mind, we still follow our guidelines. At an individual level, he desires a freedom where every living being can live and thrive to live. Well, let's welcome Toastmaster Raghunath Mishra. Toastmaster Raghunath Mishra, Hackathon 22, a dissection. Hackathon 22, a dissection. Toastmaster Raghunath Mishra.
Thank you, TM Modi. Before I proceed, am I loud and clear? Am I audible? Can anyone confirm?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Toastmasters, and welcome guests, and a happy Independence Day in advance. So last 2 weeks before, I presented my project plan for Hackathon 2022, and thanks for approving it. And today I am going to give you a detailed analysis of that project which has been completed recently. Let me share my screen. Let me know once you are able to see it. Yeah. Okay. So the agenda of this meeting is to brief you about the objective of this Hackathon 2022, then the timeline review, followed by the project summary and lessons learned, and at the end Q&A. As I mentioned in the last meeting, the objective is to stimulate creativity and innovation within the team members and improve collaboration, spotlight creativity and talent, and transformation towards automation, which is again the industry objective. And this is the timeline that I have proposed in my 30th meeting presentation, that to create a web portal on 1st of August. We started it on time, and the planned date to complete is on 15th of August with 5 action items. So what happened to this timeline? Let me share you what this is the actual timeline. We started with creating a web portal on 1st of August, but there was a technical glitch. It didn't work out. So we had to hire a server and move it forward. So that delayed the project, commissioning the project by a day. And it commissioned at the early 2nd of August. But we could able to gather the problem statements from the users in that planned 2 days. We could able to manage the timeline with in gathering the problem statements. Post that, we were able to invite members for their solutions to the problem statements that have been submitted on the 2nd and 3rd of August, and there was no change in the timeline. But on on review and finalizing the optimal solution to the problem statement, we took 2 days. The reason being is there was we have to squeeze the timeline from 15th of August to 12th of August, being 14th and 13th, 14th and 15th falls the weekend as well as the Independence Day holiday. So we have to close the project by 12th. Otherwise, it was getting delayed. So to have that, we squeezed the solution review to 6th and 7th, which was earlier planned for 3 days, 6 to 8. Testing and development, we didn't make any changes into the testing and development phase, which was as per the plan allocated days were 3 days, 9th to 12th, 4 days, but it is again kept same, but it is moved a day earlier, that is 8th to 11th of August. And we had our presentation and award ceremony on 12th, and it went fine. So in summary, we have received 15 problem statements. On that day one, we commissioned the web page. And out of that, when we scrutinized, we found 10 shortlisted problem statements which deserve to be participate in the competition. And also we found solutions to that. And for these 10 shortlisted problem statements, we got 25 ideas for these 10 shortlisted solutions. Of these 25 ideas, of course, we only worked on the best 10, and out of those best 10, the solutions that went live to the production environment on end of the project timeline, that is 11th of August, is 6, and 4 are dropped off. So what are the lessons? The lessons that we have learned is we have a repository of the problem statement. The web page is now available, open to all the members of the organizations, and people start submitting their problem statement, and it become a repository for us. And at any point of time, we can go through the problem statement and we can start working on that. We are going to form a team who will look into those problem statements and also solutions, so that it will be a continuous process for the organization. There is an improved collaboration between different teams and the region. As it was run globally, so there was a collaboration between different teams. The solutions owner were from a different location, developer from a different location, the problem statement owned by different regions. So there was a very good collaboration that we have identified. And while developing the solution, we followed the best practices of deploying the solutions and all, which was also something that has been following the best practices that we learned. And in the previous meeting, there was a budget proposal only restricted to the winners. There was no contingency plan for miscellaneous expenses was incurred, but as the web server was down and we had to hire a server additionally, so that cost additional money. And thanks for the management's approval in approving the excess amount on a continuous basis. And that also helped us in learning that whether you have money, whether you require or not, it is better to have a buffer plan for that. What are the challenges that we faced during the period? Coordination during the multiple time zones. Definitely, we found there are a lot of challenges because people work in different time zones. Finding a common time was the biggest challenge. Dependency on other stakeholders like solution owners, deployment, etc., was a challenge. And attrition, access to the latest technology, documentation of the solutions developed, because we found that people are hurry in development, but they forgot to document. So we are working on that, how to document those things so that it will become it will be recorded and will be available as and when required in future. So these are the few lessons that we have learned. And these are the winners. The first winner is Team A from Team Prasanna. The first runner-up is from Team Jagan, and the second runner-up is from Team Pravda. Congratulations to all the winners. And this is my team who supported me in organizing this project and completing it successfully in a short period of time. Any questions? If there is no question, then I would hand over the podium back to the Toastmaster of the DM module, TM Toastmaster Prasanna.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raghunath Mishra.
Thank you.
Freedom Freedom is when you communicate from your heart. Our next speaker is a perfect example of that. DTM Thomas Abraham. Initially, I would like to call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Vijay Rangan, to read out his project objectives. Toastmaster Vijay Rangan, please.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good afternoon. DTM Thomas Abraham is attempting level 3 project, prepare for an interview. The purpose of this project is to practice the skills needed to present yourself well in an interview. The project presentation will be in the form of role play for 5 to 7 minutes. For the purpose of this project, DTM Thomas is appearing for an interview for communication consultant at Help Foundation. Help Foundation is an NGO run by CII. The focus areas are skill development and employment. The resources are generated through international funding and business houses and exclusive donors. DTM Jayakar from Help Foundation is going to interview DTM Thomas Abraham for the position of communication consultant. I wish to DTM Thomas Abraham all the very best. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay Rangan. DTM Thomas Abraham is a communicator for life, a former communications director at Ashok Leyland, former senior vice president at the Hinduja Group, communications consultant, a photographer, and a travel enthusiast. When asked what independence means to him, he said it gives him pride to have a land that he can call his. At an individual level, the freedom he seeks is the freedom to call a spade, a good spade, or otherwise, as the case may be. I also take immense pleasure in introducing DTM Jayakar, a charter member of Medley Toastmasters, immediate past district PR manager, director technical and special projects at Jawahar Group of Institution. DTM Thomas Abraham, interview for communications director. Interview for communications director, DTM Thomas Abraham and DTM Jayakar.
Take your time.
Are we audible and visible?
Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Abraham Thomas.
Hello, good afternoon.
Very nice to meet you, sir. We are extremely happy that you have shown interest to work with us as a communications director. Let's have a tete-a-tete to know more.
Sure.
Could you describe the skills you possess that makes us confident of you? I mean, relevant to the position,
sure,
the proposed assignment, the position you have.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I must say that I've had the privilege of handling communication 360 degree. It just so happened that collectively I've handled all that there is in communication. Again, I was fortunate that when I landed in Bombay in an advertising department of a bank, I was 21. The opportunity came there because I had 3 colleagues, all of them lady colleagues, and I was a bachelor. So what happened? All the dirty job, any evening job, any weekend job, running to Raebareli for some exhibition at the last moment, everything was Thomas. So I learned practically all the back end. I am very happy to say I have done silk screen printing with my hands. I've slept in in international exhibition sites, have had enough mosquitoes biting me. I've gone to Thompson Press, I've gone to Shivkashi. So I've had a very hands-on kind of a life. So I learned skills which I needn't learn, but they came my way.
That's wonderful. Do you believe that you need to improve or enhance most of the skills that you have already mentioned?
Yeah, these are frankly the back-end hands-on nitty-gritties. It's just a bonus that I got. I don't need to have, but then it's good to know when I ask someone to do the job, whether a supplier or vendor or my own team, good to know what they. So it allows me to judge things correctly. It allows me to have enough empathy. If I don't know what it involves, and then I have a deadline, I pass on the burden to them, the pressure to them. Here I have the benefit of knowing what they're going through and can be a little more humane to them. So that is the benefit from these skills. But frankly, the skills that I bring on the table for CII to benefit from are more about strategy. And soon it becomes a habit. You look at an audience, the target, what is the message, how to reach the message. This becomes an automatic way of looking at anything, including now you're asking me a question, it becomes part of this. So in that sense, yes, there is no sky is the limit. One can always improve. But I'm fairly comfortable that I can pull it off with what I do.
Well, that's good. Do you believe that you will enjoy this assignment the way you have answered the question now? What are the activities exactly that you will enjoy?
Frankly, sir, I can't say it's to my credit, but it may be the way I'm made, maybe the circumstances I lived through, and maybe the company I had, the bosses I had, the product that I am of the circumstances I've run through. I enjoy communication. I enjoy creativity. I've always benefited from being a contrarian. Allow me to give one quick example. When I joined Microbosch as a manager, I was 35. Those days, pollution was not known about at all. Emissions, vehicular emissions. So I proposed to them in 1977 that we have a campaign talking about air pollution. My VPE, a young German, he said, "Have you gone nuts? You want to blame my customers, namely Tata Motors and Ashok Leyland, to blame them for creating emissions?" But the boss, the big boss, a Second World War veteran, he understood the merit of that. Micro was then seen as a, what shall I say, not a very nationalistic company, making all the money and taking it to Germany. This way, we could show that Micro had the capability which this country needed, because we didn't even have smoke meters to measure smoke. Micro had that. So we ran a campaign, a physical campaign, where people could come with their vehicles, test it out, and they will go back guilty. They will get their vehicles tuned, come back to get the right certificate. Then, of course, we had a small campaign. I didn't have much money. So we had an awareness campaign. I'm very glad to say, you give me this opportunity to say this. We won awards, ad clubs, top awards from 5 ad clubs. That is like a grand slam. It benefited the company because the company was seen as, good citizen. Lastly, within 6 months of the Transport Commissioner, Transport Secretary, Delhi, Union government, flagging of this program, India for the first time had emission laws. I'm not saying it caused a defect. Somewhere we helped them.
Wonderful. So you gave quite a bit of your past experiences. Now, but what are these past experiences which you said, ones that will come handy to you, particularly make you very comfortable for this assignment?
Sure. I've had the benefit again of having worked in various products. So it's a template, it's a mental template that becomes automatic for me, like I said earlier. A problem, I'm able to see the problem, dissect that, and see how best it can be addressed. So it's more a habit than intellect, frankly. So that's one. And secondly, like I said, I've worked in various companies, from software to hardware to, even last 10 years, I've been working with NGOs only.
Wonderfully.
So multiple NGOs. So I know pretty well, and one of the NGOs already has community college, which is a mini version of what we are attempting in CII. So to that extent, my instincts are in place. Corporates, I've been a corporate guy for 40 years, so I know how corporates work. So I think I can pull it off. I'm confident.
That's well, that's what we are really looking at. We are so happy. But in short, in just a few things, just tell us that the talents that could add to your entire file.
Yeah. Again, when you work in an organization, you need to have diplomacy. I tend to be honest to myself. But again, over the years, I've learned how to pull things off. Here, for example, I'm very determined that I know the job role. I know what it means. Employment in India is a sticky subject. I will hear from the top man what his mission is and try and accomplish that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abraham Thomas, for sharing your experiences and resolving most of the points that I'd like to know about you. Thank you very much. All the very best.
Thank you, DTM Thomas and DTM Jaikar. Yeah. Can we have the names of a few of our freedom fighters? A little louder, please. Yes.
VOC.
Yes. 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 Yeah. Yes. I didn't hear any Gandhi, Nehru yet. Any more? Okay. What are the traits which set apart these leaders? When the common traits were analyzed, many commonalities emerged. Among them, the few are, they took a stand for what they believed in was right. They had a dream with a mission and a resolve to realize their dream. They pursued their dreams with great fervor, unhindered by the numerous obstacles that came their way. Our next session for today is the table topic sessions. Here, you're going to get an opportunity to take your stand, voice your opinion, and talk about your philosophy on dreams on the various topics available. For that, we have Toastmaster Rohit Madappa with us. Toastmaster Rohit is an independent person who respects the freedom he has in life. When asked what freedom means to him, he said he respects the people who had to sacrifice their life for the independence struggle. He feels freedom is not to be taken granted or misused, but we ought to take responsibility for our freedom. Over to you, Toastmaster Rohit.
All right. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. I'm Rohit. I'm your table topic, so master for today's meeting. So, anyways, hope you're all ready. Yeah. Okay. So, time to tickle your funny bones, and also you can quash those butterflies in your stomach. So, I'm sure most of them would have gotten off all the butterflies in your stomach today. So, anyways, I have a list of people who have who I'll call upon to speak on a topic of my choice. I'll also give those members and participants in today's meeting who haven't had an opportunity to speak. So to reiterate, I'll give it is at 1 minute, timer will show the green card. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, it'll be the yellow card, and 2 minutes, you have the red card, and you have a grace time of another 30 seconds. So all good to go? Yeah. All right. So to begin with, modern generation does not understand the value of independence. Modern generation does not understand the value of independence. DTM Sampath sir.
Thank you, my handsome friend, whom I'm seeing after quite some time. Thank you for calling me as a modern generation here. I'm not going to talk about the old generation, them, the other. As a member of the modern generation, I am not so much worried. I am not so much impressed about freedom because it has always been there. From the time I was born, freedom was there. So we had all the facilities, home, later on education came, we did everything. We didn't feel the fetters which our elders felt long time back. So modern generation, if it doesn't feel, it is not to be faulted on that. What we have to do is, even today, there are invasions taking place. There are wars. People are subjected to slavery. So people have to understand that we are not in that situation. We are in a happy situation. So what we should understand is the freedom we are having, we should appreciate. Not that the previous generation, they fought for it and they got, yes, very much, they didn't. Thank you, all my seniors, my grandfather and before, for fighting and getting us the freedom. Now that we have got the freedom, we are going to make the best use. Is there anything wrong with that? My fervent appeal is for all the youngsters not to get bogged down that we were not part of independence struggle. Because in my family also, there was somebody who was born a few days after 1947, August 15. What he can do? He cannot do because he didn't fight for the freedom. But he can enjoy the freedom. Now, one thing that we can all do is to preserve the freedom in all its dimensions. We are ourselves spoiling certain facets of the freedom by allowing some bad elements to take advantage and do the wrong things. So only that part the modern generation has to take care of. Otherwise, we are all in a happy, jolly time, and as we are going to celebrate today, we will always celebrate.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, DTM Sampath sir. So next is, would you rather be a worried genius or a joyful simpleton? Would you rather be a worried genius or a joyful simpleton? Simpleton.
Simpleton.
Yeah, simpleton. Sorry, wasn't I audible?
Yes, the last word was from Toastmaster.
So that is guest Dr. Sandhya.
I would definitely opt for a joyful simpleton. Being simple is the beauty of life. Simple is always easily understood. Simple can be easily replicated. Simple is easy to live. I would definitely be a joyful simpleton. Why, Sandhya? Is there a reason for it? Yes. Each one is a God's gift. To be enjoying, to be joyful is our responsibility that we show to the universe or the Creator who created us. Being joyful and being simple is our responsibility, is our dedication to the Creator who created us. Would I raise my children also like that? Absolutely, yes. I want them to be joyful. I want them to be simple. Does it mean that I don't give any luxury? No, not like that. If the food at the dinner table is simple and not extravagant, they must be enjoying the simple food on the dinner table and not ask for anything extravagant. If for their birthday, I am not able to, for some reasons, get good clothes with fervor, they must be able to enjoy the simple clothing. If again on their birthday, I don't give them grand sweets to school, yes, they should be happy to take a peanut candy to school. I would definitely raise my children, my family also as a joyful simpleton. I, Sandhya, love to be joyful as well as a simple personality and create that in my students also. I'm associated with students. Yes, I meet my students on an everyday basis. I would tell this message to them to also be joyful and be simple in their living to make them happy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Sandhya. So, third topic would be, if a doctor gave you 5 years to live, what would you try to accomplish? If a doctor gave you 5 years to live, what would you try to accomplish? This goes to a participant in the online room, that is Toastmasters Sundaresan.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. Specifically, my table topic master, who has given me only 5 years now. By God's grace, hope I get at least those 5 with this COVID around here. Certainly, after retirement, before retirement, I had so many thoughts in my mind to do this, to do that as a wish list. Nothing worked because job was a priority and earning in reals wasn't priority in Gulf. After coming back, I started doing some homework that let me do at least one wish from that wish list, and it ended up with a dream project at the planning stage. So I do have the dream project of teaching from what I have been taught from this communication platform to those needy. The needy goes with the communication is some children are always behind the caliber stage, not opening their mind and talking. Certainly, confidence level will improve for them. So I have a small dream project of the poor and the needy children to share all my learnings, which I learned from this learning platform, Toastmasters, and make them a confident human being, and the whole society will be benefited. I wish if 5 years is the only period, let me go with a small project for the children. If you allow me 10 years, then I'll go for adults also. If you give me 20 years, I'll go for the society day and night, including weekends, 24/7. I can do this service for the society. Thank you, Table Topic Master, generous Table Topic Master for 5 years. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sorry for the 5-year thing, but anyways, you'll overshoot 5 years. How would it be if our country wasn't independent? How would it be if our country wasn't independent? Toastmaster Rajesh Sahu.
Thank you, PT Master, for this nice topic. If our country would not have been independent, then today the freedom which we enjoy, the freedom of speech, the freedom in everything, the work we do, the places we go, the food we eat, the job we do, everything. So that may not have been there. So still there may be some countries which are not independent yet. So in those countries, there may not be the education system which has developed like we do. In India, now in business also, foreign direct investments have come. In education also, foreign institutions are coming. Our children are going outside, for education. So all these good things are happening after the freedom. So our independence of speech, our independence of thought, what we think, we are on our own. What we need to do, why we only decide the religion, intercaste marriage, everything. So this is something which is a gift of independence. So let us not degrade or undervalue the independence which we have. Thank you very much.
There are no free lunches in this world. There are no free lunches in this world. DTM Jaikas, sir. There are no free lunches.
Table topic master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Yes, there are no free lunches in this world. Honestly, nothing is free today. One of the important things which I have found in PR, which I'm sure I have a colleague who was also a district PR, the Indian psyche always looks for something that is free. When we want to buy something in the shop, the first thing we would like to know whether there is a discount or is there something free. And if there is something free, it's automatic that we would like to go and buy. And therefore the seller knows that he will just write free. In one of the classes, PR classes that I took, I was telling my people, my team, that even if you give anything free, people will buy, even if it is poison. After all, what's going to happen with poison? No, if it's free, I need it. Honestly, there is nothing free. If you really go into the depths of any of the merchandise that we buy, you will see that the entire economy of pricing is not made to be free. It has a cost on it. Today, everything has a cost and there are nothing free. I do fully agree that there are no free lunches today in this world. Over to you.
How did you celebrate Independence Day in your school days? How did you celebrate Independence Day in your school days? This goes to a guest, Sheshadri.
So good evening to one and all present here. During my school days, what I had as Independence Day was we used to gather in the grounds, school grounds, and during the prayer, and we had to stand there for hours. But what we knew nothing, and one of our chief guests used to give a long speech about the history that happened and all those things. So we didn't know the value of Independence Day or anything about that. We just used to stand there making fun of them, teasing them, as we all know as students. So then I understood after gaining a little bit of maturity that independence is something to be valued. Only after I made some mistakes in my life, only after I had some obstacles in my life. So as independence should be very much valued in day-to-day life. Whatever we do, we are only free to do today because we have independence. Whatever we desire, we are doing today, it's also because of independence. So we should be in our limits and we have to do things wisely. Thank you.
Share a small act of kindness that was shown upon you. Share a small act of kindness that was shown upon you. Guest, Ramya.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for calling me. It was 2 years before, 2019, I delivered my second child. It was so much confused. I was so much confused what career I need to take, because I was 10 years in HDFC Bank as a branch operation manager. And from there, I did not want to have that stressed life to take away to the next part of my life. With utmost fervor, I wanted to get myself a new career, which is yoga. So where I started practicing yoga during my prenatal, and it has given me so much of difference in my life. The first one, when I started to teach, I never told this to my sister. She was the only person who believed in me, and she gave me the opportunity to teach a lot of people, and they were from United Kingdom. And I still owe her a lot of things in my life. And that is the sheer moment which I wanted to give it to my sister. And she's not here, but still in my place. Thank you.
What has been your most terrifying moment so far? What has been your most terrifying moment so far? Toastmaster Jagan.
The timer you can start.
It's a deliberate pause.
I have not had a terrifying moment in front of people speaking because I am impersonalized now. When I'm in a personalized situation, talking vulnerable things, there I'm extremely terrified. All of you are pumping pumpkin heads to me right now. And that makes me speak, not in a derogatory way, but in a way that all of you are smiling at me, even though you may be judging, but I don't care. But you're all smiling at me, having this Halloween face, because that enables me to talk without any trembling nervousness. But if you were not that, that would be my most terrifying moment, because I'm opening up to another person. I'm opening myself up to another human being. I've not opened myself to an extraterritorial or supernatural being. So people who know me have constant, okay, the Jagan does not go inside that. But when I do open up to a human being, that is the most emotional, terrifying moment that I've ever faced. I'm not going to share that moment here, but that is the pattern of how I've been. So ever since my childhood, just like how my father never opened up to anyone. And I've hardly seen him cry or mention that he has an illness or that he has an emotional vulnerability within him. Men generally emulate their fathers, boys. And I'm no different. I have emulated him in many ways. So I don't open up. There was a moment I opened up, being vulnerable, and I felt extremely terrified. At the same time, it was exciting. And only one thing that can do that, it's love. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jagan. So, which is worse, failing or never trying? Which is worse, failing or never trying? Toastmaster Janita. Toastmaster Janita.
Yes, I'm here. Hello. So failing or never trying, that's the topic, right? Hello.
Oh, yes. Which is worse, failing or never trying?
Okay. So according to me, very good evening, everyone. According to me, so the never trying is the worst thing. So whenever situation comes in our life, we have to try harder, like as much as we can, like we have to try the most to the extreme, then only we can able to such no the succeed in our life. So that is very important. And whenever I feel like even like for example, I could say that if we see a small child, so the small child always they keep on trying. So for getting into the jumping or getting into throwing, anything like that, like they keep on trying, not like kept it like they never let them fail. So like that we also like try to achieve things in our life. So that is very important. I'm sorry, like I'm little unwell, so I'm not able to open up much. Thank you.
Thank you, Janika. That's all we have time for. Apologies for the participant members who haven't got a chance to speak today. So that's it from my end. I follow TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohit. I have an easy question now. Which year of independence are we celebrating?
75th year.
Yes. As a nation and as an individual, for the past 75 years, we have the freedom to make the choices that we want to. The question is, are we making the right choices? If not, what holds us back from the freedom of making the choices that we want to? Are we imprisoned by the fear of leaving our cozy comfort zone? Are we imprisoned by the fear of failure? Are we imprisoned by financial commitments? Is there anything we can do to achieve that freedom, to make the choices that we want to? On the 75th Independence Day, let us spend a few moments to evaluate ourselves. For evaluation is the key to improvement. I now call upon a general evaluator, Toastmaster Venkatesan, to lead the evaluation section. Toastmaster Venkatesan. And Toastmaster Venkatesan was asked what independence means to him. He said it reminds him of the various obstacles that the country faced to achieve its independence. At an individual level, he takes pride in India being a democratic country and the 5th largest economy in the world. I hand over the stage to you, Toastmaster Venkatesan.
Thank you, TMOD. We are going to enter into the second session called the evaluation session, one of the most important sessions in Toastmasters. The speech delivered by the project speech, and they will come to know the positives and negative sides of the speech. The first evaluator is Toastmaster Dharan. May I request Toastmaster Dharan to come and take the dais, please, to evaluate that speaker number 1, Rajesh Mishra's speech.
Good afternoon once again, fellow Toastmasters, and kudos to my fellow speaker, Toastmaster Raghunath Mishra. If you're not planning, you're planning to fail. Toastmaster Raghu, you showed us how to plan a project meticulously and execute and make it as a grand success. Let me explain it briefly. On your speech, the PPT slides were very clear and it clearly explained the entire project as an interesting story. I am part of the team, but after your presentation, I urge to work under a leader like you who has a vision and explain it clearly to team members where we can take the action immediately to get the success. Second thing is the optimism. Optimism is a tool which helps the team to move forward during the tough time. When things goes wrong, the team will break apart, but the optimism from the leader like you, which ties the entire team and gives the faith to move forward. Toastmaster Raghu, you showed that optimism on your speech, especially when the web portal was not working. You immediately jumped in and you solved the problem. And during your summary, you got almost 25 problems and you resolved and gave 6 problems in live, and you made that particular event grand success. If at all, I want to share the room for improvement for your speech. Your speech was clear and got the steady pace until the summary. But after the summary, you didn't give enough time to ask questions. questions will help you to find out the strength and weakness of your project. Either add the adequate amount of time for the questions or remove it entirely from your speech, which gives the strength for the speech. To summarize my evaluation, you met all the project objectives and you showed us how to plan effectively and communicate clearly to your team so that we can complete any challenging projects under any situations. If you add adequate amount of time for question and answer time, you're going to present a big project management plan to your CEO very soon. All the very best for your future speeches. Over to you, G.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster. The next evaluator is Vijay Rangan, Toastmaster Vijay Rangan. Electrical engineer by education, profession by IT profession, and passionate about Toastmasters. Toastmaster Vijay Rangan, dice is yours, please.
Thank you, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters. Good afternoon once again. Looking at the presentation, which was a role play, from the interviewee point of view, I could gather few concepts he was trying to communicate as his skills. Hands-on experience, judging based on the hands-on experience, humane, and strategy. So strategy is something which he brought in when he said that is what he's bringing into the table for the current job. So if I look at how he was steering the interview, very clearly, he was giving lead to the interviewer so that the interviewer can take it to the next question. For example, when he talked about strategy, the interviewer could ask, what do you enjoy doing? And then again, he brought the conversation back into what he has achieved through his strategy of being creative and communication specialist by giving an example of emission campaign and how they won an award for that and how a law was passed. That was very beautifully done. So overall, DTM Thomas was very confident. He was able to say what are his skills and what is his past experience and what is that he is bringing in. One thing I just noticed is that when the interviewer asked the question, how will your past experience help our organization? Though he conceptually said what it is, he did not give very concrete examples of this is the skill I will apply like this so that this would be the benefit. When you can state something like that, that's when the interview goes very well, I would think, because that is the way you can impress the interviewer to go ahead and give you the assignment or whatever it is. That's a one small thing I thought you could have done by really getting into the details of what skill will be applied instead of simply saying that you will speak to the topmost person and get the feedback and accordingly you will work with that. That is my personal opinion. Overall, the interview was very well executed. All the best to Toastmaster, DTM Thomas. Over to General Evaluator.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay Rangan, for such a wonderful evaluations you have done. Without further ado, Temuri, can I take the dais?
Yes. Can we have the tag report also?
Yeah, thank you, Temuri. Here's the tag report. Timer, Dr. Anuradha, can you please explain about the qualified speakers? Do not mention the names. Qualified speakers, you have to mention the name.
Good evening to all once again. The qualified speakers are evaluators Dharan, Toastmaster Dharan, Toastmaster Vijay Rangan. Then table topic speakers, DTM Sampath sir, DTM Jayakar sir, guest Sandhya, Toastmaster Sundaresh sir, Toastmaster Rajesh Shagu, guest Seshatri, guest Ramya, Toastmaster Jagan, and Toastmaster Janita. All are qualified. Not qualified.
What about the speakers?
Prepared speaker, Toastmaster Raghunath Mishra took 7 minutes 25 seconds, and DTM Thomas sir took 7 minutes 35 seconds. So I think they are not qualified, both of them. Which okay, Raghunath Mishra, he is qualified.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Next is accounter, Mr. Remanchu, Toastmaster Remanchu. Can you give me your report?
Thank you, General Evaluator. Talking about prepared speeches, Toastmaster Raghunath Mishra used filler sounds, and overused words like and multiple times. He used so and but couple of times. DTM Thomas sir used multiple times and repeats like I one time. Evaluator Dharan used and couple of times. DTM Jacker sir didn't use any filler sounds or any overused words. Coming on the table topic masters, Toastmaster Rohit used and so multiple times. DTM Sampath sir used and so couple of times. Toastmaster Sundarasan used so one time. Toastmaster Rajesh Shahu used and so couple of times. Guest Ramya used multiple times. Toastmaster Jagan used a couple of times. And Toastmaster Janita used and so couple of times. Thank you.
Thank you. Toastmaster Kartikeyan, as a grammarian, please give me your report.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I will clear. I hope I get the data from all speakers. First, I got started. Speech one is innovative planning. Toastmaster Raghunath Mishra is using other spotlight, optimal solution, attrition. Next is engaging of humor in project preparation of DTM Thomas sir, emission capability of physical combined intellect, determined using the many of vocabularies, but I could not find out what of the meaning in Google. Next one, TT Master Rohit using the sum of new words. Next, DTM Sampath sir, slavery, apply, all in determination. Guest Dr. Sandhya, detection, symbol coloring, joyful. Highlight each one got gift. TTM Sundaration, priority, needy, caliber stage, using the new vocabularies. Highlights nothing free in the world. DTM Jaigasar passion. Many of them using the passion. Guest Sheshatri is using the new words for optical desire. Next, Toastmaster Jagadish is a vulnerability thinking, illness, terrified. Next, Toastmaster Darren using the new vocabularies, optimism, adequate of time. That's all. Over to you, Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kartikeyan. I'm going to submit my report as a GE today. The trademark time of Medley, 2:55. The meeting started at exactly 2:55. And everything is organized well. Like before meeting, they were running the mic, audio and video, everything was clarified from that in-person meeting end to the online. And there was no hiccup today. There is no power failure like a last meeting, nothing has happened. Meeting went very well. From the project speech to table topic questions were excellent questions. Easy to think and answer to the speakers, including the guest. We have given the guest more time to participate in the table topics. Evaluation was the second evaluation. Toastmaster Vijayarangan, Toastmaster Dharan has then evaluated very well. They took the crux point in the speech delivered by the speakers. With this, I will summarize. Go to Team Modi.
Thank you, General Evaluator. What is
TM
the
Modi,
next session?
can you please ask the list to select the best speaker and other things?
Yeah, the Google Forms link will be sent.
Vote.
Kindly vote for the best speaker, tag player, and the role players. So, what is the next session we have for today? Yes. And can you guess who is going to conduct the secret session? The name of the person, everyone knows already. Okay, I call upon Toastmaster Pravda to conduct the secret session. Come on. Thank you.
Thank you, and sorry, TMOD, I broke the secret. Today there is no much secret about the secret session because everybody knows that we are celebrating our Independence Day in our Medley Club today. So secret session questions are definitely based on Independence Day. Please allow me to share this screen for today's secret session. For me. Okay.
Come to Zoom. Come to Zoom. Open Zoom.
General evaluator was telling there is no technical glitch in this meeting, so just started. Secret session started with the technical glitch. Is the PowerPoint slide visible for everyone?
Yes.
So today we are celebrating our the 75th year of independence, and majority of the information, the questions that are asked in this secret session is related to our freedom struggle or about our leaders. Now, can any one of you guess what is the theme for this 75th Independence Day celebration? Yes? Exactly. So it is nothing but nation first, always first. That is the theme for the 75th year Independence Day celebration. Now, can you tell me what other countries also share the same year of independence? Yes. No, there are 5 countries celebrating their Independence Day on the same day. That was a clue. Tell me, anybody can tell me all the 5 countries that celebrate their Independence Day on 15th August? No? Yes? Online members? Korea? Okay. South Korea and North Korea? Yes? Okay, there are 3 more countries. The Republic of Congo, Bahrain, and Liechtenstein. All these countries are celebrating their Independence Day along with us on 15th of August. Okay. Can anybody tell me what is flag code 22? Flag code 22. What is flag code? Okay, so okay. Anyone from online wanted to guess what flag code is? Okay, flag code is the amendment that are given how to use our flag properly and how to hoist it. Now they have added certain modifications in this year in order in commemoration with the celebration of our 75th year of independence, and that is called as flag code. And only in this flag code 22, they have added that flag can be hoisted any day, and every civilian is allowed to hoist the flag. And can someone tell me who designed our national flag?
Ingili Vengaya from Andhra.
Exactly. Yes, it's Pingali
Vengaya.
Vengaya. Exactly. So initially he suggested, yes, Sundarisan sir. So initially he suggested only two colors, not the tricolor, the red and the green. Red denoted the Hindu religion and green denoted the Muslim religion, the major religion of India. But it was only Gandhi who suggested to add one more white stripes in the flag in order to, that is to denote the other religions of our country, and to add the spinning wheel in the center. And later, after independence, it was changed to our, this Ashoka Chakra was added at the center of our flag. Okay. Can somebody tell me, Dr. Prasannavani already told that the national anthem of our country is written by Rabindranath Tagore. Can somebody guess what is our national song? Exactly. Yes, it was written by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. Sundaresh. Yeah. Now tell me in which language it is written. No, any other guess?
Probably Bengali. Chatterjee.
Sanskrit.
Sanskrit,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
sorry.
East Bengali, that is what they are telling. So he's the one who wrote the national song of our country. One more audio, I guess. Okay, no. Okay. One individual may die for an idea, but that idea will, after his death, incarnate itself 1,000 lives. This denotes whom? Which leader? Exactly. Netaji. Dr. Prasannavani got it correct. Subhash Chandra Bose, an extraordinary freedom fighter, a charismatic orator. And if I was born during those days, I would have joined his army. Okay, I have, yeah, Orissa before independence. Later it was separated as Bengali. Now I have one more question. Some question I forgot. I just prepared and came. What was the slogan that he used? The famous slogan he used?
Vande Mataram. Give me blood,
No.
I will give you freedom. Give me blood,
Exactly.
I will give you freedom. तुम मुझे खून दे दो, हम आजादी दोगे.
Yes,
This is
yes,
amazing, sir.
yes. Nice. One more audio to go.
No sound.
We could not hear you, ma'am. Please.
Yes. Yes. Dr. Prasannavani already out this question. This was the talk given by our first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru at that midnight. Now tell me, he was our longest Prime Minister. He was there from 1947 till his death. Okay. How long he was the prime minister? Tell me. 17 years, exactly. He is also known for his attire, very popularly known as Nehru jacket, right? It was very famous as a global fashion trend those days to all politicians. Okay, tell me, what is triumvirate of our independence? Anybody who can guess what triumvirate is? Oh. It is a trio of leaders who joined together having. Pardon? Yes, sir? Sardar? No. Trio of leaders with same ideology joined together during the freedom. Yes? No. No? 3 of them I wanted. Lal, Bal, and Pal. Who are they? Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Bipin Chandra. They had same ideology and they were working against which movement? Anything? Swadeshi movement, boycotting the monopoly of British goods on India. So Swadeshi movement. This was the Swadeshi movement. Okay. Can you identify who this person is?
Bhagat Singh.
Exactly. So this was the last photograph of Bhagat Singh taken at Lahore jail before he was hanged in 1930. And what was his slogan or a commonly used phrase? Very commonly, exactly. Inqilab Zindabad. What does it mean? Inqilab Zindabad? Long live revolution. So means long live revolution, right? Anybody can guess this bird? Nightingale. Yes, she got it. Who is called the Nightingale of India? Sarojini Naidu. Yes. Why she was called as Nightingale? Any idea? She's a great poet and the national leader who was involved in the freedom struggle. And it was Gandhi who named her as the Nightingale of India because of the imagery and the lyrics in her poets. I don't think she sings, but because of this, because of her poem and the poetic nature of within her, she was named as Nightingale of India. One more audio. I wanted to include one person from Tamil Nadu, one freedom fighter. So I don't want to put his photograph. Let me put an audio and please identify. Yes, everybody can identify. He's nothing but a great poet from Tamil Nadu, national poet, and no one other than Subramania Bharati. Okay. Now, he wrote a famous epic poem that related Mahabharata with our freedom struggle. Yes?
Panjali
Sir,
Sabadam.
exactly. Last question. Can anybody tell me what is Ram Doon? Exactly. Rajesh Shahu got it correctly. It is nothing but the original composition of Raghupati Raghava Rajaram song. That was in Okay, this was not the original composition. The original composition was assumed to be written by Tulsidas. It was Gandhi who made certain changes. He added the God Allah just to make the song more secular. So with this, we are coming to the end of this session. I should thank Toastmaster Dinakaran for giving me this opportunity. Hope you all enjoyed.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pragda. Okay. The link for voting has come. All of you kindly vote. All of you have been enthusiastically answering all the questions here with great fervor. Thank you for that. Rest assured, I'm not going to ask you any more questions. I'm going to relax you with a small story. Once upon a time, in a zoo, lived a tiger, which was colorless. All its colors were black, gray, and white, that it looked like straight out of a black and white TV. Tiger was famous all over because of its colorless nature. Painters, famous world and wide, came to the zoo to add some color to the tiger. Try as they might, all the paint and colors would just drip off the tiger's skin. It would never stick onto the tiger. People were wondering why. Then came a crazy painter. He only carried his brush, no paint of any sort. People wondered, how is he going to paint this tiger without any paint? He entered the zoo, whispered something in the tiger's ears, and moved his brush up and down the tiger's body. As everyone looked in surprise, the tiger started to take on colors. And those colors were the most vivid colors any tiger ever had. People were awestruck. They asked the painter, what is the secret? How are you doing this? The painter replied calmly, I whispered in the tiger's ears that you will be free again. You shall see. The thought that the painter put in the tiger's ears brought out those beautiful colors in the tiger. The thought of freedom that our leaders had make us take pride in the colors of a tricolor today. Did this freedom come free? No. Will our freedom at an individual level come free? how are we going to obtain it then? It is a different battle now, a battle with ourselves, but the same strategy holds. For freedom does not come free. Freedom comes with responsibility. Freedom doesn't come free. Freedom comes with courage. Freedom does not come free. Freedom comes with great thoughts. With this, I sign off and hand over the stage to the presiding officer. Jai Hind to every free Indian here.
Thank you, Toastmaster President Avani. Please give a big round of applause for well conducted. What a session we had. 2 brilliant speeches. And I'm sure with this great resignation 2022, we can get a lot of cue from both DTM Thomas Abraham as well as DTM Jacob on how to attend interviews and contribute during that great resignation 2022. Well done. And then we had this TT sessions. I have to commend the effort of the TT master, Toastmaster Rohit. What I felt is the topics were somewhat of soul searching. It is like somebody has put a hand and just plucked the personal stories out of us. Okay, a lot of speakers were talking or speaking from their personal stories, from their heart. I really believe that. I mean, these are well-researched topics. Very well done. Then we had the secret session. I believe it's a true secret session because you only know the answer for most of the questions. Because I was just looking, at least I will answer one question, but I was not successful. Maybe next time I will learn from you.
DTM Sambat also many questions answered.
Yeah, right. Okay, fine. So now it's time to hear from our guest. I know few of our guests were not able to participate in the TT session, but we still have few minutes because of this well-connected sessions. Like, I mean, we are ahead of the time, but you can come here and see what you have observed and talk about that. And if you have any recommendations, please feel free to talk about that as well. Joseph, please. Okay. Yeah, sure. No, it's okay. Like, I mean, all 3 of you can come here.
First of all, thank you so much for the nice evening today. I'm very much honored. Really, I was enjoying this. It's not visible. Oh, sorry. Is that fine? No. So, thanks for the great evening. First, I was observing that everybody was quite focused, and then participation was really great. So I was really happy that I'm part of this today. Thank you so much.
Please come here and we meet here only. Every Saturday for the PE.
Thank you so much.
Well, Joseph.
Good evening once again. Today's session was very informative. I was observing very much everybody, and the participation was great. And I guess I learned a few things from the speakers and also from the table topic sessions. And I think I should come here every week and participate as well. Thank you.
Definitely. That's a very good feedback for us. Thank you. Okay, fine. Yeah.
For me, the formality, the structure of the Toastmaster, which I'm already aware of, because I was part of the Toastmaster at HSBC for 6 months. However, something is pretty much new, which I really like, is the secret session. The secret session is really a secret, which I didn't have any. I completely agree with you on this. So I really enjoyed this throughout the session. Thank you very much.
Please come out, right? Yeah. And share your knowledge, what you have learned from your Toastmaster sessions. Then Dr. Sandhya.
As usual, I thoroughly enjoyed the session. In fact, my confidence level is one step higher today because I spoke on a topic which I didn't know anything. I completely blabbered. I didn't even know what I spoke. So now Sunday you can go anywhere and speak about anything, goes like that. So thank you so much for that little confidence. And I have to learn that skill from you where you watch the audience off the stage and in the Zoom. Somehow I'm able to see only you or only in the screen, but you are so well trained to match your eyes to both. So maybe I will learn that skill also soon. Thank you. Thank you for the great session.
Before you told, like, I mean, we were not able to realize that. Okay, thank you. Fine. Ramya?
Thank you so much, everybody. And today's learning, what I have learned from this session is that one topic which was given for the table topic, where sir was saying no lunches are free. I never understood what the topic was actually. And only when he started to talk, I understood, yes, no values to be given to other person with free, or it shouldn't be taught, or it shouldn't be given as free. So I understood that, and I am taking that and I am going to utilize it in my career. Thank you so much for that. Thanks.
Definitely. Actually, you got a very good point, because every Toastmaster session has some takeaway. You can definitely, you can use that for your learning as well. And we have Toastmaster Vijay Rangan. Can you please share your thoughts on this meeting? And if you have any suggestions or recommendations, please let us know.
Hi, it's always been pleasure attending Medley Toastmasters meeting. And always I'm surprised to see the enthusiasm of the Toastmaster members. And I really liked the surprise session, and it was a lot of things to learn. I just think, as somebody said, we all born in the independent India, and we didn't know what was the struggle people went through, or any of the significance it looks like. Thank you very much for that. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Very well said. Thank you. Now, let us see, like, I mean, who the best performers for today are. All are best performers, but there are few who have been voted. Okay, so let us see. The best role player, Toastmaster, sorry, best speaker, Toastmaster Raghu. Toastmaster Raghu, this is for you, but I'll keep it for me. Me. And the best table topic speaker, guest Dr. Sanjay. See, I told you, we did not rally.
Thank you so much. Very kind of you all. So much.
The best evaluator, Toastmaster Vijay Rangan.
Thank you.
We will give you when you come here. Okay. So this is for making you come more often and
Sure.
The best role player, Toastmaster PMOD. The best tag role player, Toastmaster Himanshu. You have to be very careful. That's okay. Ensure that all the photographs are taken. Okay. Yeah. No, best enthusiasm award. He got last time. Okay. Fine. Now, what is the next section? National anthem. Yeah, national anthem. Yeah, right. So everybody, yeah, please stand up. And we can come here. Yeah, sure. Yeah, please.
Yeah, we will sing ourselves. 75 years, if you don't know this, serious issue.
Come here.
Yes, right. National anthem. Yeah, here. Yeah.
We'll have to search.
Yeah, you want to write note you give us. Okay, well, correct, no? Other come on, start.
Starts in middle C only.
1, 2,
Middle C only.
Yeah.
Jana Gana Mana
Gana
Adhinayaka Jaya He. Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat,
Gujarat, Maratha, Dravida, Vaskala, Banga,
Vindhya,
Vindhya,
Himachal,
Himachala,
Yamuna,
Jamuna,
Ganga,
Ganga, Uchala, Jaladhitaranga.
Tava
Tava
Shubha
Shubha
Naam
Name
Sahe,
Jage,
Tava
Tava
Shubha
Shubha
Naam
Name
Shamage,
Samage,
Gaye,
Gaye, Tava Jaya Gatha.
Jan Gana Mangala Dayaka Jaya
Dayak
He,
Jaya He, Bharat Bhagya Vidhata.
Jaya He,
Jaya Hai.
Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya 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 He. Jai Hind.
You are next to me. You sang, no? Good. Both of us.
Yeah, with the sound of this gavel, I declare meeting number 691 closed. Thank you. Oh, thank you, sir.
As a president, you are doing very well. One of the
thank you.
best in recent times.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you
Okay,
very
so-
much. Bye,
Thank
guys.
you for joining. Yeah, bye. I am stopping the recording now.
Yeah, please.
Toastmaster Mishra, you will be happy, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.